having Ford from the FBI. Do you understand the situation?
Cody's got some people in there?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're looking at the most unnerving, unexpected, and boldly engaging scenes to start an entire TV series.
The new Millennium Edition Crown Royal Funeral Coach. Because your loved one deserves the very best in style and comfort.
Number 10, Fallout.
Let's just focus on the party, okay?
Amazon's take on the Fallout franchise finds the ideal first scene in the fourth game. Fallout 4 finally dramatizes the outbreak of nuclear war in a suburban setting. The episode, The End, recreates that from the perspective of Cooper Howard, a washed-up movie cowboy working a birthday party with his daughter.
If they ever drop a really big bomb, I'm told us to hold up your thumb just like this. And if the cloud is smaller than your thumb, now you run for the hills.
Just after he explains how his signature thumbs up is used to measure the distance of a nuclear blast, atomic bombs rain down on LA. The Howards ride off on horseback as pandemonium ensues. This natural kickoff establishes the post-apocalypse drama's unique balance of spectacle and characterization. When Cooper is next seen as a mutant gunslinger 2 centuries later, even fans of the game are emotionally invested in the original character.
Well. Wow, is this an Amish production of the Count of Monte Cristo?
Number 9, Game of Thrones. HBO's Game of Thrones would become a triumph of medieval-style drama and high fantasy. How best could you set up an epic this sophisticated? With zombies, of course. Winter is Coming fades in on 3 rangers of the Night's Watch scouting a frozen forest. After discovering a formation of corpses, they're gruesomely attacked by undead horrors known as White Walkers.
We should head back to the wall.
Do the dead frighten you?
As the show proceeds to be mostly political, it was wise to demonstrate its fantasy element straight away. Doing so like this, however, asserts that even that genre will be steeped in grit and gore. With no place for whimsy in Westeros, Game of Thrones' terrifying hook promises a new, gripping breed of fantasy epic. Number 8, The Leftovers.
I don't know. Can you squeeze me in at 5 or something?
The drama in HBO's The Leftovers is built around a crisis of absence. The pilot episode immediately conveys the horror of the departure with minor characters. A woman is running stressful errands with her baby when his crying suddenly stops. The mother breaks into a panic as she realizes that her child and several people around her have vanished. The screen then cuts to black and a cacophony of 911 reports of people going missing.
Sam!
911, what's your emergency?
This sequence nails how quickly everyday burdens become meaningless amidst a tragedy, especially a large-scale one. As the story picks up 3 years later, audiences are eager to learn how society has been affected by 2% of the world's population inexplicably disappearing. Number 7, The Newsroom.
Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Aaron Sorkin's tight writing deftly introduced a whole presidential cabinet to launch The West Wing. HBO's The Newsroom is established with just one lead, but We Just Decided To makes an impression. Moderate conservative news anchor Will McAvoy is visibly unsettled by nationalist sentiments during a journalism school panel. When asked what makes the United States the greatest country in the world, he rants about figures suggesting the decline of American culture.
We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports.
A sweeping speech about the country's former and potential greatness rounds out this explosive showcase of Sorkin's masterful scripting and political aptitude. The monologue that would restructure McAvoy's network may not be what people want to hear, but it asserts the newsroom is the patriotic journalism they need.
First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
Number 6, Yellowstone.
It's not fair, this life.
Paramount Network's Yellowstone is so gritty that even animal lovers are hit from the very first scene. Daybreak opens on the lush Montana sky and a bloodied John Dutton comforting a horse. It's then revealed that the poor creature was mutilated in a carrier collision with a semi-truck transporting construction equipment. John shoots the horse, then survives the scene to find the truck driver dead. This disturbing hook sets the tone for a Western that's frank about the grace and the horror of the cowboy lifestyle. It may even symbolize Yellowstone's central drama of the Duttons clashing with modern industrialists. If the Old West is doomed by progress, there's sure to be carnage on both sides.
Things we lose to keep you fed.
Number 5, Mindhunter.
Agent Ford, FBI.
Netflix's Mindhunter is a mostly cerebral psychological thriller. As talky as it tends to be, FBI agent Holden Ford is introduced witnessing the tragedy of improper procedure. The hostage negotiator struggles to reach a deranged bank robber who has taken a hostage at shotgun point. When bringing in the man's wife fails, he turns the gun on himself.
Maybe I can help. I don't think so.
The extremely graphic visual tells audiences that there will be no punches pulled in Mindhunter's dramatization of real-life killers. More importantly, it affirms the delicate process of managing a dangerous person in a psychologically sensitive state. The incident motivates Ford to refine the FBI's criminal profiling methods and the audience to recognize the urgency of his mission.
He's clearly having an episode. We need to keep him calm and wear him down. Definitely get rid of those reporters.
Number 4, 6 Feet Under.
I'll be home for Christmas.
It's Christmas time at Fisher & Son's funeral home, and Nathaniel Fisher is taking the new hearse out for a spin. 6 Feet Under's pilot episode wastes no time in establishing the morbid family dynamic that will drive its humor. Then comes a hint at its uncompromising drama. While Nathaniel reaches down for his cigarette, a bus smashes into the hearse. Hey, his wife did say smoking would be the death of him. HBO's 6 Feet Under suggests a protagonist and then kills him off within a few minutes, affirming the randomness of life and death that will become a key theme across 5 seasons. Granted, family tragedy is a natural device to have the visiting Nate Jr. take over the family business. Number 3, Watchmen.
No mock justice today. Trust in the law.
Before HBO's Watchmen picks up where the original comic left off, the miniseries opens in Tulsa in 1921. A black child is enjoying a silent film about U.S. Marshal Bass Reeves when his father storms in to retrieve him. The family's on the run from the Black Wall Street Massacre, one of the most violent race riots in American history. By 2019, both this incident and Reeves were relatively obscure pieces of that history. It's summer and We're Running Out of Ice didn't just immediately showcase Watchmen's awesome production values while motivating the racial tension at the drama's core. It boldly provided a mainstream platform for a national tragedy. Who says superhero properties aren't culturally valuable?
You're gonna go attack Letty and they're gonna get you someplace safe.
Are you coming too?
We're gonna be right behind you.
Number 2, Breaking Bad.
To all law enforcement entities, this is not an admission of guilt. I am speaking to my family now.
There's much to explain regarding how a high school chemistry teacher became a master meth manufacturer. Instead, the pilot episode of AMC's Breaking Bad begins in total disaster after Walter White's first drug deal. He's introduced wearing his underwear and a gas mask plowing an RV through the New Mexico desert. After crashing, he puts on a shirt, records a video testimonial for his family, and awaits police with an unconscious man's gun. It's surely a more interesting way to open the show than Walt having a midlife crisis 3 weeks earlier. Ambiguous, intense flash forwards would be a hallmark of Breaking Bad's cold episode openings. But as particularly disorienting as the first one is, it grippingly foreshadows Walt's self-destructive criminal arc.
I just want you to know that no matter how it may look, I only had you in my heart.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. House of Cards. Ambitious politician Frank Underwood's brutal pragmatism is established.
There are 2 kinds of pain. Sort of pain that makes you strong, or useless pain. Sort of pain that's only suffering. I have no patience for useless things.
Fringe. A stormy plane flight gets more turbulent when a toxin deforms a passenger's flesh.
My friend, it is just an electrical storm.
I understand.
Here, come.
The Resident. Dr. Bell pulls his surgical team into a cover-up after hand tremors cost a patient his life.
You left the blade in the field. You nicked the artery.
Well, you never should have okayed him for surgery in the first place, as INR was abnormal.
The upper range of normal.
Under the Dome. It's a quiet day in Chester's Mill between a burial in the woods and an invisible dome crashing. Orphan Black. Sarah Manning's metaphysical crisis begins with her doppelganger and a train.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Lost. All of the psychological drama and supernatural twists of ABC's Lost go back to one very real horror. A scuffed-up Jack Shepherd wakes up in a beautiful field, confused by his whereabouts and distant sounds. The quietness is suddenly broken by him running to a beach where a medium shot follows him and other traumatized passengers stumbling around the wreckage of Oceanic Flight 815.
Stay away from the gas! Stay there!
Audiences go into Lost at least knowing the character's initial situation, but its prompt presentation shows a mastery of suspense rarely seen on broadcast TV. Flashbacks will later explain the first and most obvious mystery of the series. Still, the aftermath of Flight 815's crash remains one of the most immediately gripping hooks in TV history.
Hey! What's your name? Jack!
Which TV shows hooked you from the very first scene? Make an impression in the comments.
You don't look satisfied.
One's a set of laws and the other's a declaration of war. I want a human moment from you.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.